All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. What day is it? It's Crypto Boys Live Day. Colin C, Joe P here on Monday with you at 5:29 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have a couple things to talk about. Voyager, FTX wise, we'll get to that here in a little bit. We are going to bring Chase on potentially Wednesday. This man has some stuff to talk about with some issues with FTX. So we'll get to that here in a little bit. And we have a special guest from actually one of our subscribers, one of our boys.
Yep.
Been with us a long time and knows a lot about Cosmos. And we don't know as much about Cosmos as he does. So we're going to let the man speak.
And by not knowing as much about Cosmos as he does, we know almost nothing about Cosmos.
Oh, yeah.
It has been one that has slipped through the cracks, not because we don't like it or because we have intentionally not seen it, but just because we can't research every project.
We were talking about that a little bit ago.
Impossible.
Like I don't know if you guys understand how much time we spent. If we want to look up one project, we don't just we just dilly-do around.
No.
Like we dive so deep into this project that we blink and all of a sudden it's 6 hours later and you're like, oh my God, I don't even know half the stuff I need to know.
How am I now going to spend 2 days shooting a video on it? I'm like, what? But yeah, anyways, he knows a lot more than us about Cosmos, and we want to learn more about it, so we're like, let's just bring you on the channel.
What better way?
Yeah, let's just bring you on the channel. Let's get it figured out, get it to our subscribers. We'll get into the Voyager news a little bit later, so I'm just going to wait to hold on exactly what you guys need to know there. Let's go ahead and get into the other news. As always, guys, shoot your comments below. We like to make this interactive as possible, so you have to interact with us so we can interact with you. And then like the video if you're here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let's go ahead and get rolling.
That's right. Speaking also of rolling, what else do we have video-wise coming up?
We have a big time fun, another interactive video tomorrow.
That's tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow, yep.
Yeah.
And then we have one of our best, if not by far our best sologenic update we've ever done. It's short, it's quick, it's to the point. That's coming out Wednesday.
It's a little funny.
And it's funny. You can see the contrast of one video to the next video and how much better they have been becoming and how much upward mobility they have just by the time we've even been looking into solo. So that'll be a very good video as well.
Big time. All right. Let's see what we got here. CoinMarketCap, we're sitting at 937. Ooh, went up a little bit since we refreshed it. Okay, Bitcoin, everything is kind of up a little bit. I mean, we're just kind of on the rise, but not rising up enough to be anything significant. Look at that, 1957. Yeah. That is the story of the world, guys. That's what we're used to right now. ETH 1300. It was below 1300 actually the other day. I looked at it. It was like 1290.
Yeah.
Not that matters at all. It's literally bouncing back and forth in this tiny little channel. I mean, you got anything? Maybe we should just pull up Cosmos.
Yeah. The Cardano thing is still. I'm just over here just scratching my brain, man. I don't know. I'm tired of looking at it. There's 3 projects now that I'm gonna put it into. I'm putting it into HBAR. I'm gonna put some into Cardano, and I'm gonna put some into VeChain.
Okay.
So I am gonna spread it between 3, about 3K. I'm gonna put most of it in Cardano than the other 2, a little bit more. But I don't know if I should just go and just put it in already and stop looking at the dang market, or what.
Dude, 37 cents. I mean,
so low.
It is really low.
So low. Like even if you buy it, then you're all smiles. Even if it goes down to 15 cents, you're like, dang it, I just missed a 2x. But you can't think that way.
No.
You got to think I was buying it at over $2.
Yep.
And now I'm buying it at 37 cents. Like, how cool is that?
So you're thinking, hey, Cardano gets back to all-time highs, $3.10, 10x.
You're 10xing. You're 10xing in one of the best projects ever.
Yeah. And in
my opinion,
the mobility and the pressure and the push for them to be better than they were before, to be better than $3.10, to expand their ecosystem even more. I mean, there's nothing telling me no, that's a bad idea.
For sure.
I'm gonna buy HBAR next. That's my next purchase.
I like the HBAR too. I'm gonna buy some as well.
Yep. All right, cool. Let's switch over to let's look at Cosmos, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Adam. Got so many stupid things that you guys can't see on our screen.
It's up 6% today.
Yep, $12.40. Oh yeah, look at that. It is up. Boom.
What's his all-time highs?
I want to say it was, what is it right now? 12. It was like $43 right here. So
yeah, $43.
$43.61 around that. All-time highs.
Yeah,
so
it's never perfect on CoinMarketCap.
no.
It's always around that.
The only way for you to get it like perfect is if you like zoom it in a little bit,
yeah,
and then you can get close, but it's still never perfect.
Still not
you know what I'm
perfect.
saying?
Exactly.
Like, boop,
Yeah.
But all right, cool. Yeah. Good stuff. You want to go into those articles now? We got about 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's go in the articles. We got 10 minutes for. Let's get everything done before we bring up Florida
Okay,
Man.
That'd be great.
And we'll get them out of the way.
Florida Man, Finney. All right, what we got here? Oh my God, I hate it.
Pops up.
Look at that.
You can't even do it.
It's insane, ridiculous.
So SEC probing basically bankrupt crypto hedge fund 3 Arrows Capital. Here's what's happening, guys, is that they're basically, and this is a pretty lame duck article.
It is.
But basically what's happening is that they're going to go after them, see if there's a couple things that they were had some issues with how the fluctuations and all this stuff went, and that which the SEC is like, that's a little misleading. That shouldn't happen. About you can't be misleading your investors this way. And here's the big thing: it doesn't matter, because when you have nothing of nothing, you're not getting anything back anyways.
Right.
Maybe some jail time could be at the end of this road.
Maybe.
But again, they're probably not anywhere where they're going to go after somebody for this. It just wouldn't be. It wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah, what are you going to get out of this whole thing? Like, they're going after him. Are they like, really? Or are they just saying that they're going after him as a formality because they have to say that, or whatever else it is? You know, I mean,
yeah, I just don't know.
They're not getting anything out of this. It's a waste of time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
3 Arrows Capital, gone, done.
Why does that look like that and that looks like this? This one.
Because that's the weird one with the interview thing.
Oh, okay.
So no one can see that. They can only see that.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's move on. Next article is going to be...
This is the one Chase is going to have to talk about.
This is the one Chase is going to have to talk about. Now, listen,
Mm-hmm.
I know what's supposed to happen Wednesday. So Chase was actually supposed to come on tomorrow, but he actually has a trial that's about 50 minutes away, and he doesn't get done with that trial till 4:30, and I coach later at night, and also... with everything going through, is supposed to happen on Wednesday. So we're thinking, why not just wait?
Makes more sense.
Why not just wait? So I really do think that with these type of things coming out, that you probably need an actual lawyer to look at it. Now, again, before everybody jumps in the comments, and Chase may end up being right, because he said he's never seen anything where you're going to get 70% back. I talked to another lawyer that goes to my gym that does mostly bankruptcies. He said they ain't getting 70% back of it. Like, he doesn't know anything about crypto, none of it. He's like, but he don't ever do.
What did he say? 15 to 20%.
He said 15 to 20. That's what he said. You'd be pretty happy with. But that doesn't mean that that's this situation, because it's precedent completely different.
No.
But even the guy in my gym that only does bankruptcies, he even said, he's like, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
So if it works out to where we get 70, you better smile and you better take it and run as fast as you can.
That's right.
If you had all VGX, well, you better
You're in trouble, baby.
better grab a second job.
Yeah, definitely want to grab the old second job there.
It does suck though.
What we do, you know, what else we do have is, first off, you guys know what you're doing. Smash the like button. Give us some comments. How are we doing today?
Yeah.
How's the background look today? How's my shirt look today? Give us something. Give us a little feedback.
Why?
Here, guys.
So I don't understand this now. Now you can help me out. We just went through one of our best times ever with YouTube over the last like 6, maybe 4 weeks, 3 weeks of like gaining subs, of like having people on our lives, of it getting sent out to everybody. Everybody's like, hey, we're getting all your stuff. And then you go through a downturn of like 2 weeks where no one even sees your stuff.
It's insane.
Why does it do that all the time?
It blacklists us for no reason.
But I think it does it to everybody. I just don't know why.
There's got to be some feature on YouTube, the way that the video is put out or wording, that it will automatically sends it out. I don't know why. Well,
I don't know.
We clearly don't do that sometimes, but we clearly do it really well the other times.
Yeah, there's times where there's 85 people watching within 30 seconds, and there's times the entire live won't have more than 10.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
So I don't know.
I mean, we'll get there one day when we have 4 million followers,
For
subscribers.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Next month.
I'm just talking about getting 85.
I get like 200 views one video, 6 views the next. Florida Man FinTech, he's the one coming on.
Yes.
Yeah, man, it's so hit or miss. It comes down to like how good is your thumbnail. I mean, views wise, like really, if you just click on it, like that's a view, I guess,
Yeah.
right? I mean, do you have to like watch it for a certain amount of time?
You know, to be honest with you, I'm almost thinking more along the lines of they just go through these ramifications of like, we're sending out crypto stuff this week.
Right.
We're not sending out crypto stuff this week. We're going to focus more on the stock market stuff this week. Like, that's honestly what I think about.
There's probably a guy just pulling levers, sitting in a room and knows nothing about crypto or stock market or anything. He's just like, beep, I like that today. Boop, I like that this month.
It's like, why did this video do great? Why did this video not? Because there's been several videos where like, this video is going to kill it. And we've done so many videos where we're like, this video sucks. It's like one of our best ones.
I wonder if you post the exact same video like every week, like the same exact thing, same thumbnail, same words, same everything, like how well or poorly it would do week to week.
Well, people would probably stop pressing on it.
Maybe.
But yeah, I don't know.
Maybe not.
Good question. I have no idea.
I don't
Depending
know.
on how you do it. All right, well, we got about 2 minutes left, and then we got to get old Florida man FinTech here, and we got to learn some stuff about Cosmos. I'm just excited to learn.
I am too.
I'm excited to sit back and actually learn, because it's always us, like, delivering the information and having to go get it all together. It's going to be like, hey, I'm going to pull up my chair, I'm going to drink my Kill Cliff, and I'm going to shut up.
Yeah, we got some questions, of course. We just interested about it as well. So let's talk about this, which is great. Love it. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so basically our friends over there at Cheeky Crypto are doing a little fundraiser for for children and just young people cancer, and they do so many cool things. Like, if you're not subscribed to Cheeky Crypto, you need to be. They're like the best in the game. And anyway, so we donated some money to it, and if you guys have any extra shillings or extra satoshis hanging around, not a bad little fundraiser to get involved with, and we love this kind of thing. We do a lot of it. We give away clearly all of our money on YouTube, so in forms of hats and shirts, but other stuff too.
Yeah, we've been having a couple pics and videos and things like that rolling in. So I think maybe we could do we'll do something cool with the pictures that you guys send us. So keep sending them. If you guys are getting your shirts and your hats, take pictures with it. Send it to us on Twitter or wherever you possibly can. Twitter's probably the best place, honestly.
Yeah.
Take a pic, shoot it over to us, tag us in it or whatever, and we'll get access to that. So I think that'd be a good way to do it.
Alrighty.
All right.
Anything else we got?
No, I think it's time for Florida Man.
All right, Florida Man, when you're ready, we want to learn about some Cosmos, my man. We'll bring you on, and click that little link, and we'll get you on here, buddy. I'm pretty excited. I'm not gonna lie.
I am too. Yeah.
I was thinking about it this morning. I was looking up a bunch of Cosmos stuff, and I was like, I don't know what's going on.
It would definitely be more than an hour's worth of information digging in to really, really dive in and understand it.
Yes.
And it's something we should. I mean, it's a big project. Here we go.
Oh, do we need to turn and plug in our headphones real quick?
Let me plug in our headphones. All right, let's see. We're getting it figured out. Give us a second here, guys. Looks like a black screen here, buddy.
Oh, can you guys hear me at least?
I can hear
we
you.
can hear
Yep,
you, my
we
man.
can hear you.
Yep.
Everyone else can hear you too.
This is the first time using this app, so I'm not too sure. I mean, I could just get right into it. If you guys want to figure out the video stuff as we go.
I think
Maybe it's
might
something
be
on my end, but
yeah,
Yeah,
this might be
I think it's
video
just your
on
camera
end.
or something. Yeah, I mean, if you can allow it to use your camera or something, I don't know if there's a button there, but if not, we'll make it work, my man.
all right, well, I'll just get right into it.
Yeah, dude, let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah, I don't. First time using the app, but all right, I'll get into kind of why Cosmos is so interesting to me. I don't really talk about altcoins on my channel. I talk more geopolitical stuff, and so it's kind of fun to come on, and I like tuning into you guys because you talk a lot about the altcoins and give good updates. So I figured I'd want to contribute to that. But Cosmos, I guess, like, why I'm big on Cosmos, it's the one thing that's kind of fundamentally different, than all these other L1s. I guess when you talk about the Cosmos ecosystem, it's a little different than talking about like Solana ecosystem or Ethereum or ADA. Usually when you talk about an ecosystem, you talk about that coin or that blockchain, and then all the applications built on that blockchain. With Cosmos, it's a little different. With Cosmos, it's like they have this Cosmos SDK, or the software development kit. So it allows people or developers to build their own blockchains. The Cosmos thesis is that every app should actually be its own blockchain. It doesn't have to be its own blockchain. You can still build your app on a Cosmos chain, but it gives each developer or developer team, I guess, the chance to have their own app or their own blockchain. And then we already see that it's kind of a multi-chain world, and these bridges are really popular. The only problem with these bridges is that they get hacked a lot.
Yes.
So even though so the main wallet you use with Cosmos is called Kepler. So MetaMask is a lot of Cosmos chains that are Ethereum compatible that you sign your transactions with MetaMask, but The main one is called Kepler, but it feels like you're using one blockchain when you use Kepler. With these bridging protocols, you basically are trusting the bridge to send a representation of the token over to the new blockchain, right? But what Cosmos has is something called inter-blockchain communication. So it's something on that Cosmos SDK that the developers can just activate. And what this does is it sends the actual tokens over to the other blockchain. There's no representation of it. It's the actual IBC token. It's the actual token going over to another blockchain. And it feels like you're using one blockchain, but it's really just a smooth transaction from one chain to the other. And the cool thing about, we talk about Ethereum, like you guys remember the CryptoKitties craze where it was the gas fees were going crazy. Even when everyone and their grandma was using Uniswap to trade altcoins, it makes the gas fees go from $14 to like $500. That affects other apps. So if you wanted to use Aave or some other app or whatever, you're paying these crazy gas fees. But instead of the vertical scaling, this Cosmos vision is more of a horizontal scaling where each chain is its own blockchain. So you can fine tune that chain to that application. And in theory, it gives the users a better experience. And guys, feel free to cut me off at any time and just ask questions. But
so I have a quick question. So they call it a layer 0. From my understanding, that it sounds to me that the layer 0 makes it almost more interoperable. Is that correct? Is that kind of why they do that? Because it's kind of like you were just talking about, more lateral.
Yeah. So the layer 0 people call Polkadot a layer 0 as well. So the layer 0 kind of refers to, here's this tech, use it as you wish, and if you want to talk to these other blockchains or send have other transactions go on these blockchains, it's here. So they're basically saying, hey, we're not trying to take over Ethereum, we're not trying to take over any of this stuff. They actually have an Ethereum an EVM chain called Evmos that they launched, and it's a Cosmos chain that is EVM compatible. So I think Aave version 3 or version 4 is going to be launching on there soon. So it's more of a co-op. Instead of being like, hey, we're going to kill this blockchain, they understand that they want to bring all these blockchains together. One con of having your own blockchain for each application is that the blockchain has to pay for its own security. And what that means is that the blockchain is responsible for onboarding their own validators. In order for them to do that, they usually have to incentivize that by having ridiculously high inflation or staking rewards.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a downside. But something that's going to be fixing this is called interchain security. So what this does is it allows the Cosmos hub, which is just one blockchain, that has the most validators on it of all the Cosmos chains. It has 225. Most have 100. But it allows, when you launch your blockchain, instead of spinning up your own validator set, it allows you to use the Cosmos hub to validate your blocks. And therefore, if you are staking the Atom token, you're going to be receiving these blockchain, these tokens. So for example, the first L1 that will be using interchain security, which will be coming in Q1 of 2023, is called Neutron. So what you're seeing is there's not really one, if you have the Ethereum Foundation, you have all these different foundations that go along with the blockchain. Cosmos has several different ones. They have the Interchain Foundation. They have Ignite, which was formerly Tendermint. Tendermint is actually going to be rebranding, and they kind of split off. There's informal systems. There's a lot of different development teams working on Cosmos. So the idea is you're going to be staking the Atom token. You're going to be receiving, 10, 50, 100, 200 different tokens in the future. What you do with those tokens, up to you. You've already had a number of airdrops from staking the Atom token. Only a few of them, I think, are good quality projects, but if you only get 2 or 3 good quality projects, I think it's worth it.
On top of that, Florida, sorry not to cut you off, but there's only like 260 million of these available, right?
I believe the supply is around 250 million. The inflation is rather high, and it changes based on the percentage of tokens that are staked.
Okay.
They do aim to change this with something. They wrote an Atom 2.0 white paper. They're going to change the inflation to 1%. This is just this isn't happening. It just still has to be voted on, but they want to change the inflation.
Where do you stake at?
Well, you can stake on. So if you have a Kepler wallet,
mm-hmm.
you would send your Atom tokens to there. You would click the stake button, and it opens up the list of validators. And
is that where you stake? Is on the wallet?
That's where I stake. Yeah. So Yeah, on the native wallet. There's another popular wallet called Cosmos Station. It's it has a nice interface, but I think Kepler seems to have the most adoption. And also when you launch a Cosmos chain, you don't have to connect yourself with these other chains. Binance, the Binance Smart Chain is actually a Cosmos chain. So in the future, if they want to enable IBC, they'll be able to do that. Polygon is actually a Cosmos chain. If they want to enable IBC in the future, they'll be able to do that. So Cosmos kind of, these other tokens are talking about monetary. They're trying to figure out how to bring value accrual to their tokens, saying we only have this much, we only have that much. But I think Cosmos went for more adoption first, and then they're figuring out the tokenomics second. I think with this interchain security, that's going to be a game changer. One more thing I'll get into, it'll probably take another minute or two, is called interchain accounts. And kind of the annoying thing with working with all these different siloed off blockchains is that, let's say I have some USDC on Ethereum, and I want to somehow get that over to Polygon. I want to take that USDC and I want to buy some Matic and I want to buy some QuickSwap and I want to put that in a liquidity pool. That takes, I have to swap it for, first I have to transfer it over to the Polygon blockchain.
Yep.
Then I have to buy some QuickSwap, and then I have to buy some Polygon, and then I got to approve it. Right. So with interchain accounts, what this refers to, this is another coming module that'll be after interchain security launches. Interchain accounts allows for you to conduct transactions on other blockchains from one blockchain to another. So for instance, I could be on the Injective blockchain, which is a Cosmos chain, which is also Ethereum compatible. I could sign a transaction, and in that one transaction, I could send, let's say, some USDT over to Osmosis. Well, USDT is not on there; it's a bad example. But let's just say USDC over to Osmosis, and I could say in one transaction, like I have to sign it one time. It could do send the stable coins over to Osmosis and other DEX. It could swap into the two tokens that I want, and it could basically, add liquidity to that liquidity pool, all with one swap. So for me, it's just I could talk about this for hours, guys. But I think the main thing is that with Cosmos, it's just the one thing that I see is very different in the user experience to me. And don't get me wrong, I like Avalanche, I like Polygon, I have other layer ones that are like moonshots, like shot in the darks. But for me, like the Atom token and Bitcoin are the two tokens in my eyes that I want to be handing down to my kids. So
I have a question for you quick too. Because you hear a lot of talk between Polkadot and Cosmos. So is there room for both of them, or are they both doing just a little bit different things, or how would you describe both of those going forward in the crypto space?
Yeah, I think Polkadot seems to be a little more complex. I think they're going to be able to do more things with Bitcoin specifically. Cosmos does have Nomic BTC, which is really cool. It actually uses it's a Cosmos chain, but it actually leverages Taproot on Bitcoin. But I think that Polkadot, from the user experience perspective, I have the Polkadot JS wallet. It's a pain in the butt to stake. It's kind of tough. The user experience is just not quite there. So I don't know as much about Polkadot. I just know that from using it, it's not quite as user friendly. But there are talks, and I think Near is another blockchain that they're going to be enabling IBC in the future. There's a developer I follow on Twitter. I believe his name is Sheldon Deere, and he actually posted something today saying he's super bullish on Cosmos, on Polkadot, and on Near because they're going to be implementing Cosmos's IBC. These bridge hacks are getting out of control.
That was a big Terra Luna guy, or is that a different Sheldon?
I don't know. Maybe it was. I think I met him on Clubhouse. Yeah, Terra Luna was also a Cosmos chain. That had a pretty big impact on the ecosystem because the default the default stablecoin was USDT, or not US. What was it? Was it UST?
UST.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm looking forward to in the future with stablecoins is for Jeremy Allaire at Circle to launch his own USDC chain on Cosmos. Because if that's the case, and they end up using the Cosmos validator set to validate their blockchain, you'll be getting USDC by staking Atom tokens. So that's just speculation, but Terra Luna was very, very bad. So there was people calling it out. Luckily, I'm not one of those guys that gets into every Cosmos project. I'm very skeptical of most of them. The crazy airdrops and crazy APY. It's kind of a degen game, but there are some gems out there.
That's awesome. And so I have another question for you, because there's there was some talk, and I don't know if it's changed because there's a little bit older of research I got into, is the thought of Cosmos being a little bit more centralized, but I know that's started to move away. Can you go into its decentralization and why it's no longer a little people were calling it a little more centralized? I know it was from obviously the validator numbers.
Yeah, it's definitely more centralized than many other blockchains. I know Ethereum is kind of known for being the most decentralized after Bitcoin. I have some disagreements with that, just because you can be running, one person can run 500 validators, and you can say, oh look, we have 16,000 or however many validators they have. They definitely expand from time to time, so they've been expanding by 25 validators every so often. I believe they began with like 100 or 150, and they've been expanding by 25 every time. It's certainly more centralized, and I guess really the only way to, it's like that, what is that triangle, the trade-off of centralization. Correct. and Ethan Buckman. And actually, if you guys really want to nerd out to this stuff, there's a really good podcast on Bankless. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. I can
Bankless.
Yeah, Bankless is, these guys are ETH maxis, but they had Ethan Buckman, who's one of the co-founders of Cosmos. Sure. But they have,
send it to us.
I will send it to you guys. It's like 2 hours long, but the fact that you can basically build your own blockchain, I think kind of makes it to where the decentralization, it's not quite there, but the sovereignty is there. So each project being able to have its own blockchain, opting into whether it wants to pay for its own security or rent security from the Cosmos hub. If it wants to turn on IBC for certain blockchains only, when you build a Cosmos chain, you don't even have to, you don't have to be part of the Cosmos. And actually, if you guys want to see a cool visual, there's a cool website called mapofzones.com that actually gives you, a visual representation of like where all the IBC transfers are going. Like if certain blockchains are net negative or net positive, about neutral, it's really cool to look at.
Because that Cosmos hub, that's what I love. That's what first drew me in this morning when I was kind of looking at it a little bit more in depth, is that basically it could connect all of these different projects together through the Cosmos hub. That way you can eliminate the idea of bridging, which obviously Joe knows very well.
Harmony,
the Harmony hacks, and everywhere else of how many bridges have been, ripped off this year alone.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they aim to do. They're saying that, and even in this podcast that I'm talking about, Ethan Buckman says, hey, Ethereum could turn on IBC in the future. There's still the issue of, there are bridges into Cosmos that are not IBC. Like for example, I think it's the Nomad bridge, which was what Evmos was using. That got hacked, but that's not a Cosmos bridge. It's just something that some other outside developers built to try to get Ethereum tokens into Cosmos. So I see a world where, hey, if Polkadot's, another layer 0 is going to be enabling IBC on some of their parachains. I just see kind of like how the TCP/IP protocol. It's just a common way for I'm probably saying that wrong, but for video to come through. I think we're going to have some common standards and shared languages when it comes to the blockchain space. I still think we're going to, there's going to be certain blockchains that are specialized and have their niches, but I'm so bullish on these layer 0s.
Yeah, so clearly it's definitely an advancement in technology. And we're so early in it, honestly, to like, this could change so drastically in the next 2 to 5 to 10 years to where like Cosmos is almost like, I can't believe they did it that way back then. And my question, I guess, to you, my last question, I guess, Colin can follow up if he wants to, but how long have you been in Cosmos? Because clearly you know what the hell you're talking about. I mean, you're very fluent with what you're saying here. So how long have you been in this project or researching this project?
I got into it back in 2020, so I guess maybe like October of 2020 is when I really started researching it, and it just kind of made sense. And it's been cool to see it go from just thoughts and just ideas to slowly but surely this thing is coming along, and I'm seeing more and more people talk about it. And even Delphi Digital did a really long paper a couple months ago, and they said, hey, we're trying to find a home to build in, and it's going to be in the Cosmos. There was another, I think it was Van Eck. They're a big time hedge fund. They trade everything, bonds and stocks and all that stuff. And they're saying that based on the fair value today, the atom should be $140, and that by 2030 it should have a 160x in market cap, which I guess would put it around $1,600 a token. So, wow. But yeah, I've been in this thing since 2020. And it's been a fun ride.
Well, what I'm liking most about what you're saying that I guess I'm picking up on is that the Cosmos can kind of interchange and work with all of these projects, and there's not really anybody coming after Cosmos. Like the layer 1 is so saturated. Where do you even put your money in nowadays? You know, you just throw a dart at the wall. But here it's kind of Cosmos's game to take or to fail at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree. You know, in 2020, you had that DeFi summer where these, it wasn't necessarily the layer 1s, but these protocols built on the layer 1s where, you know, Aave and these things and synthetics, they were going crazy. And everyone's like, oh my God, we got to get into these protocols. And the protocols didn't do so well. And then the layer 1s did really well. And everyone's like, oh my God, we got to get into these layer 1s. But for me, it's like the general market sentiment, like the retail is always a step or two behind. So for me, I'm like, I don't know if I want to, these layer 1s are cool. Like there's so many I want to buy. There's so many projects I want to research, but I'm like, hey, this just seems like they're betting on multi-chain. Because even the other layer 0 competitor, Polkadot, is talking, like the developers talking about, yeah, we should implement IBC and we can work together on this. So yeah, just the model they have, like the vision that, I guess the Cosmos vision, which also is varied because they have different developer teams that are split off from each other. There's also a lot of different directions they're taking it, which does make it more fun. I think Coin Bureau made a video about it saying there's a lot of infighting. I wouldn't necessarily call it infighting. I would just call it, you know, internal politicking and figuring out, which is good. You want to have everyone participating in the direction that the project goes.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Well, one of our big things I will say is, you know, kind of looking down the road, looking into the future, and what's actually going to make change. I think that this project could absolutely be one of those things in the future that does make huge change. So, yeah, we really appreciate you coming on and giving us some more information on Cosmos.
Yeah, no problem. Hope I can get my camera to work next time. You guys want to talk geopolitical stuff though? Well, you know, I'll come back on the show and talk that. That's kind of more my thing. So
yeah, we'd love to have you. Also, check out Florida. What is your channel exactly called?
It's Florida Man FinTech.
Yeah, Florida Man FinTech. Go subscribe to his channel. Dude knows what he's talking about. And actually, we'd like to even chat with you afterwards about maybe making a Cosmos video for our channel that we'll post on our channel, which would be kind of cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We'll put all of his stuff in the description below too, guys. So go check it out there. Yeah, go subscribe to this man because he's killing it.
And you guys keep up the good work too. You guys are doing an awesome job. I'm getting a lot of good updates from you. Good alpha.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
All right, man.
All right, dude. We're getting out of here, brother.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Yep. See you, man.
Thanks for joining.
Dude, he knows his stuff.
Dude, he was so fluent in the way he spoke about Cosmos.
He never messed up.
No. Maybe he didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be valid too. But I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy knows his project better than I know my damn kids.
Well, to be fair, you don't like to hang out with your kids. But to be double fair, I mean, he's been doing it for 2 years. You know,
Yeah.
of the same in-depth review discussion. I
Yes.
mean, think about Cardano for years and years and years and years. Dude, you're gonna be a pro at it. You're gonna know it like the back of your hand. So, dude, that's awesome. I love to see that. Hopefully, we can be as fluent as he is with every project that we talk about a couple years from now.
Well, see, that's the thing that I think is so cool. That you can literally take 2 years of your time and just get extremely fluent on one project.
Yep.
When we're trying to get even to figure out all these projects. You know, but to be that good and that well versed in a project, it just, I don't know, amazes me.
It's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah, you've got to be able to read the white papers. You've got to be able to know exactly what's coming out next. And yeah, we do a video, we do all that stuff, but then we tell it all, and then we're on to the next project to see what else can be out there to bring it to our subscribers.
Yep, exactly.
So I don't know, man. That's pretty impressive.
Powerful stuff for sure. If you guys appreciate Florida Man FinTech being on with us, make sure that you smash the like button. Go to subscribe to his channel. Like I said, we'll drop it in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to us, you might as well do that too. If you're hanging out with us, we appreciate you. What else? You got anything else to add?
So yeah, a big video coming out tomorrow. Which is kind of cool. Just interactive video. So watch that. Wednesday we've got another solo update, which I think is our best solo update ever.
It is.
Coming out on Wednesday, and then also on Wednesday, I'm hoping to get Chase back in Wednesday or Thursday. We don't know how his trial is going to go. If it's going to be over tomorrow, or if it's going to get continued. So we'll figure that out as well. But calm down, Voyagers. We will keep you updated. We will let you know everything we know. We don't know everything right now. Not everything's out yet. So if I haven't answered some of your calls or your comments or whatever's on there, it's because I don't know. So, and I can't just keep writing I don't know to every comment on there. So once we do know, and we at least have a good idea and a path to follow down, we will make sure to bring it to all of you.
Absolutely. Well, with that being said, it's time to go make some dinner and eat some food. Thank you for rocking with the fittest crypto channel on YouTube, as well as Florida Man FinTech. We're out.
I am starving, dude.